So I have to apologize before we get started on today's video that I haven't uploaded a video in quite a few days. I did do a live last week, but that doesn't really count. So I've had a couple issues with cameras here lately, and I think I got some of those bugs worked out. I really do need to buy some new equipment for the channel. But anyways, on top of that, I've really been working on the shop a lot lately. I'm trying to get things organized, and I'm preparing to do this next wall with pallet wood like I did on this wall. As you can see, I've got this wall dialed in now. We've got a display of Killinger handles going on, a few axes hung up there, some saws, trusty old chalkboard. Everything's kind of in its place, and I like how this looks. I want to continue, I want to continue this on around here. So what I have to do is get this full bench completely cleaned off, and I don't remember how many feet of bench this is, but it's quite a bit. It's very long. If you guys see in my videos, I do have all these beautiful drawers underneath all my cabinets, and I'm slowly trying to get these organized and then eventually labeled. So stay tuned for that. What I was doing is I'm moving all my files down to the other end. I'm kind of keeping my tools, hand tools, on that end of the workbench area. For now, I kind of want to keep the leather stuff up this way. Some more hand tools will be over here, and then hardware in this area. It's a lot of moving around. So while I was doing this, I have an unusually large collection of files, and I thought I would pass on some of the knowledge that I have learned about files over the last few years onto you guys. There's some things that you might not be aware of, and there's some pretty cool stuff in here too. So I thought we would go over some of this stuff while I got it out, and then talk about some of the things that I've learned about files over the years, and a few things that actually might interest you quite a bit, and you may not know about. So let's get into these files. So one of the things I'd really like to bring to your attention, guys, is most of these files I have bought at antique stores, and they look like this, right? You go into the antique store, they're rusty, they look awful, they're not very sharp. Trying to see, some of these have names on them. I try to buy them if they got some sort of marking on them. That sure didn't help me any. So I'm not going to be able to make out some of these, but a lot of these are like old brand files. Nicholson's, Simmons, Plastic Cut. FYI, this is not how you want to store your files. You want to try and keep them from touching each other. The metal to metal contact will destroy the file. Look at this one, it's just completely rusted. That's a cut easy. Square files. I don't know, we could go through this whole thing, but you guys get the point. These are old rusty files. You see them at the antique store, right? They're usually cheap. That one's an old Simmons. Usually can be had dirt cheap, 50 cents a piece, quarter a piece, whatever. I've seen them all over the place. So what I'll do, because the truth of it is the new that's a Johnson. The new files that you can buy off the shelf are not that great. They don't cut as good as the old files. They don't last very long. They're just made out of lesser quality steel. They're not great files. So these old ones are the best. And it's even better if you can buy new old stock files. Alright, so this is an example of new old stock or NOS files. They came in these fancy boxes. These are some 6-inch bandsaw blunt. I don't remember what these. I think these are. Oh yeah, these are just triangle files for filing saws. These are hard to get. I don't really remember where I got all of these. Got some old Simmons. But these are all high quality. You can't buy this. You can't buy these anymore. It's a shame. I'm thankful to have what I have. These are more of those triangle files. These are for sharpening your crosscut saws. Your 2-man crosscut saws. I don't know what this 4-in-hand is. Here's an old Nicholson smooth. Half round. Fine. Nicholson Bastard. It's more like a coarse half round. Slim tapered Nicholson. I don't know what else is in here. You got all kinds of goodies. I wish I could remember where I got all of these. Look at that gorgeous file. You can just feel how sharp they are. I'm not sure what these are. Nice round files. Johnson files. Probably square. More Nicholson. Oh, these are the triangle 8-inch flat bastard, 1 dozen. There's not a dozen in there. I wish there was. Another new old stock triangle file. Some miscellaneous square files. This is a neat. It's a saw file. It's got like an edge on it. I've never used one of those, but it's come in handy for something. More square files. Seems like I got a lot of square files. If I remember correctly, I bought this as a lot off of eBay. These are some super small Nicholson triangle files. Red Tang Simmons. Extra slim taper. 4-inch. Those are great for sharpening old saws. More Nicholson. Slim taper. Same thing. Triangle files. And more triangle files. Let's see what's in these guys. Well, this is a neat one. More of those angled, flat angled, triangle, whatever you want to call them. I don't know that, but that's the profile you need for those 2-man crosscut saws. That's a full box, 1 dozen 8-inch. Same thing, some Simmons in the same. So I'm set for crosscut files, or crosscut saw files. I haven't been through this stuff in a while, so you have to bear with me here. But anyways, so if you could buy the new old stock files, that's what you want to do. But the problem is you can't always find these. And when you do, people know what they got, so they cost a lot of money. But if you watch eBay, every now and then you'll get lucky. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get this back in there. So anyways, because we can't count on this, what we can do, send our old rusty files into a company called Boggs Tool. And I'll leave a description or I'll leave a link in the description below. But what Boggs Tool does is takes your files and sharpens them. Now I know there's going to be people, oh, there's no such thing, you can't sharpen a file. Yes, you can. And I'm telling you right now, when I say they come back better than new, I'm not exaggerating. They come back better than new. And these all look like this rusty file that I'm talking about. I don't remember what this costs. It's not very much money. I have sent many files out to be sharpened, and they all come back looking brand new and cut better than the day they came out of the box. This is just a few that I've sent. It's a nice Lennox. Here's another batch that I sent out. These are all files that have handles built into them. And this is I can't remember what this pattern's called, but that is the best for sharpening axes. That takes the metal off so fast. I wonder if these are ones that I bought. I can't remember if I bought these or if I sent them out, because they're all the same. I think I bought these. Either way. Now, if you send out some files to Boggs, and they'll evaluate them when they sharpen them, and if they think that they're at the end of their life, they will put a red paint on the tang, just like this, so that you don't send it back out. Now, that doesn't mean that this file is bad. It's certainly sharper than it was, but they don't want you to send it back to them to be sharpened again. So they'll paint the tangs red. I don't remember what the black paint means. Or maybe that is red, just looks black. Yeah, it's red. So anyways, I found even the ones that come back with a red tang are sharper than anything I could buy at a hardware store. But, you know, these are all good usable files that, you know, I could use. And then if they say they can't be sharpened anymore, then I could repurpose them for something else. So far, I haven't sent them any files that they said they can't sharpen. So including rasp, you can send a rasp to them, and the rasp will come back sharp. I believe I sent these 4-in-hands out. Since then, I've used them, but I like these old Nicholson Black Diamond, I believe. I can't remember. But I use these 4-in-hands on axe handles all the time. Trying to think of what else might interest you guys. There's a lot of files here. I still have quite a few that need to be sent out. So about files that I bought that were new old stock. This is it's a Farrier's rasp. Simmons Blackmaster Farrier's rasp. But this thing works absolutely phenomenal on removing wood on axe handles. That's why I have it. That's what I use it for mostly. It's a little dirty. Guys, if you don't have one of these file cards, you need one. That's what this is called, a file card. And this is the one I would buy. It's a Nicholson, made in the USA still. It's got the metal on one side, but it's got stiff nylon brushes on the other side. And the stiff nylon is what you want to use to clean all of your files. You don't want to use the metal if you don't have to, because the metal file or metal brush actually does wear down your file. So you want to try and use the nylon as much as possible. This one I made a nice sheath for to help protect it. I keep that with my axe toolkit. Another thing I use this to brush away metal shavings when I'm filing. You want to get the metal shavings out of your file. It helps it stay sharper for longer. This is a tool I made. It's just a piece of copper pipe that I put a handle on, smash down the end, and you use this to help clean out your file. Oh. You just stick it in there, and it'll eventually groove into the file, and see how it's just knocking that debris out of the file. And this is brass or copper, so it won't hurt your file because the file's harder than the metal you're using to clean it, but it does get in there and clean out the grooves really well. Cheap tool you can make all by yourself. We'll talk about a couple of my favorite files. This is a plastic cut with a built-in handle, and it's got that crosshatch, or I believe they call this a plastic cut pattern. This removes metal faster than any other file I've ever used, and it leaves a very smooth finish, especially when you go back over with this side. It's a fine. It leaves a very smooth finish. Another one. Oh, this is another plastic cut. I didn't realize both those were in there. Another one is, this is an old Stanley handyman that I sent out to be sharpened, and it's pretty good. Doesn't cut as quick as that plastic cut, but it does cut. These are just some miscellaneous round and triangle files. Another round file. Here's another one of those plastic cuts, but with a different handle on it. Again, a very effective file. And then the famous Shinto Rasp. These are not old, these are new. You can just go on Amazon and buy these. And these things remove wood really, really fast. They're very good rasp. They last quite a bit, and they're very inexpensive. So if you need something for your axe handles, Shinto Rasp for the win. I'll put in my videos, there's a link to my Amazon affiliate store, and you can find all of the things that are available new in that link. I'm missing a file. There was a brand new Nicholson, and I don't know where it went, but it's a brand new Nicholson lawn and garden file, I think they call it. I can't remember. I'll try to make sure it's in my Amazon affiliate link store, but it's a lot like this file, and it actually works pretty good out of the box new. But if you send it to Boggs right from the get-go and let them sharpen it, it will come back better than what it came new. So it's kind of an expensive venture, because you're going to have to buy the file and then pay to have it sharpened, but it's kind of worth it because the file comes back better than it ever could have hoped to be. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to wrap it up today. I just was, like I said, I'm in the middle of kind of just organizing the shop a little bit, and I came across those files, excuse me, and I figured I would shoot a video on it real quick and tell you guys a little bit of my experience with files and some of the things I do to have good quality files on hand. I have way more than I need. This is a lifetime of files, really. But you know, it's one of those things, you go to the antique stores or the flea markets and you see those files for 50 cents or 25 cents. Some people are crazy. They're asking, you know, $10 for an old file. That's just nuts. But you know, when you see them for 50 cents or a quarter or even $1, you really can't go wrong to go ahead and collect them, especially if it's a size file or a style file that you're going to use a lot. And go ahead and send it off to Boggs. Now, I always send them 10 or 12 at a time. I can't remember what it costs. It's been a while since I did it, but it was not very much money. Very, very economical to use their services, and I'm very pleased with the results. The files come back sharper than new, and it brings new life to an old tool that most people would have disregarded or thrown away. It's nice to have these older files on hand to use. If you haven't used an old file, you're missing out, because the difference between an old file and today's garbage that you buy is just night and day. It's unbelievable, the difference between the two. That's a lot of blabbing to say there's a difference. Keep your eyes open when you see those old school file boxes, and if you can find them at a deal, grab them. Even if you can't find them at a deal, they're not making them anymore, so I recommend grabbing them, you know, so you have them on hand, and that way when you need a good file, you have one. I'm going to wrap this video up for today. Get a few more things done here in the shop, and then I'll edit this video and then shoot it onto the YouTube. So we'll be back as soon as we can with another video. I appreciate everyone's views and comments and thumbs up. Keep those coming, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.